Hey, Screaming Geek Media here. I'm Jerry the Geek. Today we're going to talk about Cujo on 4K. But before we get into that, if you like physical media, if you like 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, home theater, movies in general, check out my other videos on my channel because I do these reviews, I do unboxings, collection updates, discussions. Check that stuff out, see what you like. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on. So let's talk about Cujo on 4K. Movie came out in 1983. It's a classic movie based on a Stephen King book. Dee Wallace, Daniel Hugh Kelly, also Ed Lauder's in it. Directed by Louis Teague. Still really good movie after all these years. I do appreciate these much more now. Back when it came out, I was big into reading Stephen King books. And if any of you out there read books, the movies suck if you read a book and go see the movie. There's no comparison. They usually fail. So, back in the day, it was just hard to disassociate yourself from a book when you see a movie. So after all this time of forgetting about the books, the movies are really good. And this one's no exception. It's a really good movie. Dee Wallace puts on a phenomenal performance here. And also the kid, I forgot to write his name down, that plays Tad. He was really good as well. Yeah, I haven't seen this in quite some time. I never had it on Blu-ray. I had it on DVD at once. So it's been almost, probably a good 15 years since I probably watched this. So this 4K comes from Kino Lorber. It was originally filmed in 35mm, has HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Now, I thought this was really good. If you go look at the review on Blu-ray.com, they really didn't care for this that much. They talked about a lot of inconsistencies and not a good upgrade. But yes, there were a couple of scenes that looked like it was kind of filtered, had a kind of a haze to it. But that was only a couple times. But throughout most of the movie, I was very impressed with this. Had some really good details, the texture, some pops of color. Especially the opening sequence of the rabbit on the farm and Cujo chasing it. That looked really nice. The details of the grit and grime, especially when they're out when you meet Camber, he's been working on cars and he's got the grease and grime all over him. That really pops off the screen. And of course later in the movie, after Cujo's gone rabid, how the fur is all matted. And all the gunk on blood on his face really stands out and very nicely detailed. So regardless of what the other reviewer out there talked about, I haven't seen any other reviews on YouTube. I never watched any of them. But I really like this. I thought it was especially after I just did my review of the Boogans, which I was very disappointed with. Kino Lorber I thought did a good job with this one. So not having it on Blu-ray, I didn't know how it would compare with that, if it was a source issue or if Kino Lorber was inconsistent with that part of it, but I can't tell you that. But I did like this 4K. So never having a Blu-ray, I had nothing to compare it to because the Blu-ray done here is from Kino Lorber. Now for the audio, they gave us a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and a 2.0 track. And surprisingly, being an 80s movie, I was expecting this not to be a good mix. But the 5.1 was actually pleasing. It didn't have a whole lot as far as the surrounds go. It just felt a little bit more open. Had a nice, well-balanced, but it did sound really nice. Dialogue came from the center like it should be. The 2.0 was pretty nice. I listened to it a couple times, but I said I spent most of the movie watching the 5.1, so very pleasing overall. Now for the packaging, we got a slip cover here. And we'll pop that off, get rid of that shit. Standard keep case. I like what they went to with some original artwork instead of doing anything new. But I'm still thinking about doing the original book cover. Was completely different. I'm thinking about making up my own custom cover using the book cover. And as usual, Kino Lorber, just basic artwork there, nothing fancy. Now for the bonus features, we have 3 audio commentaries. We have one from 2007 with the director. Then we have another one with the director in 2013. Then also a third commentary by Lee Gambin, author of Nope, Nothing Wrong Here, The Making of Cujo. Then we got Cujo Revisited, which it's a roundtable interview with Dee Wallace, Danny Pintaro, and Daniel Hugh Kelly, and the director. Also, we have Dog Days, The Making of Cujo. Then we have more interviews with Dee Wallace, composer Charles Bernstein, stuntman Gary Morgan, and stuntwoman Jean Coulter, casting director Marsha Ross, visual effects artist Kathy Lawrence, special effects designer Robert Clark, and dog trainer Teresa Miller. So some cool things to go through for bonus features. So to wrap it up, a very solid release here from Kino Lorber. Again, despite what the other reviewers say about it, I thought this was really good. Again, I didn't have the Blu-ray, so I don't know if this is what you call an upgrade over the Blu-ray. But I was very pleased with this. Right now, it's running about $23.49 on Amazon. I'd wait for the Kino sales to pick it up for $17 or $18, which is how I got that a few months ago. So that pretty much does it for my look at Cujo in 4K. I would recommend getting this. Even if you haven't seen the movie, it's a really good movie. Everything's a nice slow build to get in, getting to know the characters and, getting into everything before Cujo goes nuts. But once he does, you don't want to mess with him. So please comment below, let me know what you think. Also, check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on. And we'll see you soon. Geek out.